We are riding from Abu Dhabi to Emirates Biofarm, where this wonderful Minister of Environmental Sciences and also for Climate Change, Mariam Madam, is also there, and we are having a small event, but riding here at noon time. Temperatures are over 40, I don't know, around 44 I think. Our road is hot, engine is hot, the seat is getting very hot, my clothes are hot, I'm the only cool one out here. What to do? Everything else is hot. Seat is getting really hot, not able to sit, so we took a break. Let's go.
There are no words to describe what it means to be back in India. Well, the Save Soil movement has picked up momentum across the world and it has become the subject matter of various governments right now. 74 nations have signed up. Many European nations have already invested large sums towards soil regeneration. 3 months ago, nobody was talking about soil. Today the world is talking about soil, thanks to the support of the people, the media and the volunteers all over the place who worked hard for this. 70 days we've been on the road. Fantastic to be back in India. It's my fortune that the first step that I take in the sacred land of birth is in Jamnagar.
It's a very proud moment and a great privilege for Highness Valsura today to have amidst us the savior of the soil, the one and only Sadhguru. What we feel sometimes in the middle of the high seas is water, water everywhere, but not a drop to drink. And well, I am very sure that Sadhguru will not let this statement be ever made for the soil.
70 days on the motorcycle, still living. This is India 75, at least let's wake up now and ensure the future generations, the fundamentals of their life at least must be in place. That is, rich food, clean water, pure air to breathe. But if you deny this, this is a crime against humanity. We must turn this around.
तेरा मेरा क्या है बंदिया ये सब कुदरत है जो पाले तू उसको भूले कैसे
Nice place. I'm drinking tea the Gujarati way, okay? Too sweet for me, Gujarat tea. The sweetness of Gujarati people should not go into the tea, should stay in their hearts. अब उसको मन में रखना है, tea में चाय में नहीं डालना है.
I was really happy to interact with Sadhguru.
कुशीत जीवन फुले सारे या मातीच्या कसाने माणूस जगे सुखाने या धरणीच्या कुशीत जीवन फुले सारे या मातीच्या कसाने माणूस जगे सुखाने
Check. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have the loudest round of applause as we welcome the lone rider, dear Sadhguru, the one that has single-handedly taken up the difficult cause of Save Soil. Come on, Pune walo, thoda aur zordar swagat ho jaye Sadhguru ka.
My feed is coming? No, because this is full bad.
All right, may we request everyone in the front to please clear the area. Let's continue with the event. As is the custom, we begin every auspicious occasion by lighting the traditional lamp, and that is what we are going to do to get started with the rest of the event. So to light the traditional lamp, may I invite Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev to please join us in the front, along with Chairman of the Lokmat Media Group, Vijay Dardaji, Managing Director of Lokmat Media Group, Mr. Deven Darda, along with extended family members of Lokmat who are also strong supporters of the Save Soil movement, Mrs. Isha, Founder President, Gravitas Foundation, Mr. Atul Goyal, Chairman, Goyal Ganga Group, Pune, Mr. Sanjay Chodia, Chairman of Surya Datta Group, Mr. Jay Shaw, President UPL, Mr. Amay Loda, Founder President Topworth Realty, and Mr. Sanjay Aute, Editor, Lokmat Pune. Let's keep clapping with the beats, and let's keep the music on till we are in the lamp lighting. freedom fighter and founder of Lokmat. Can we have a quick group picture before we get our dignitaries on the stage? May I invite everybody to please come up on stage.
उषा ताई या पटकन या अतुल सर संजय सर
पूना वालों प्यार में थोड़ी कमी बढ़ रही है. Come on, let's keep the applause going. It is a historic afternoon here in Pune. On the stage, we have Chairman of Global Media Group, Mr. Devi Garda, Managing Director of Global Media Group, Mrs. Isha, Founder President of Pragmatism Foundation, Mr. Atul Goyal, Chairman of Goyal Ganga Group, Pune and Founder of Goyal Ganga Foundation. May I request all the photographers to please थोड़ा सा नीचे बैठ जाइए एक बार आपका फोटो हो जाने के बाद. We also have Mr. Sanjay Chodia, Chairman of Surya Group, Mr. Jaggi Short Message, Mr. Abhay Loda, Founder President, Topper Reality, and let's now get started with the event. As is the custom in Pune.
Because it's camera, that's why.
Alright, may I request Chairman of the Local Media Group, Vijay Darda, and Managing Director, Mr. Devi Darda, to please welcome Sadhguru with a mark, with a token of our appreciation. And Sadhguru, the highest form of respect given in Pune is by presenting the Puneri Pagdi, which Chairman Sir will be presenting. Just as a person, a shawl, the Puneri Pagdi.
Yeah, thank you so much. Now I'm good.
May I now request Mrs. Isha, Founder President of Pragmatism Foundation, to please present a token of a welcome, a token of our love for Sadhguru. Beautiful painting, a very real looking painting of Sadhguru. May I request Mr. Atul Goyal to please welcome Sadhguru with a token of love. Mr. Atul Goyal has written a book, Real Rich, and that is what he will be presenting to Sadhguru today.
भाई एक सेकंड में कुछ लेंस में
The book Real Rich is written by Mr. Atul Goyal. request Mr. Sanjay Chodia, Chairman of the Surya Datta Group, to please present a token of our love to Sadhguru. Surya Datta Group is a group of premium educational institutes in Pune.
Where's my microphone not working? Hello? I'm just reminding them I'm on a motorcycle, I'm not driving a truck. Thank you.
May we request Mr. Abhay Lodha,
Next time I'll come with
founder president of Topworth
come
Group,
with a truck, sir.
to please present a bouquet of flowers and show our love for Sadhguru.
Wonderful. Thank you. We really love you.
Bhai taaliyan kyun ruk gayi hai? Come on everybody, let's keep the applause going.
I think this is easy, sir.
And another token of love that we'd like to present from everybody on the dais to Sadhguru, a huge, beautiful garland.
Hey, don't keep checking.
No, sorry. I don't know, I've already used.
All right, we have the Save Soil placards coming up. We're going to take a quick picture of the entire group holding the Save Soil placards. Mati Vatsva. That is why we are all gathered here today.
I think it's done.
Thank you very much. May I request everyone to please be seated, and may I now invite Chairman of the Lokmat Media Group, Shri Vijay Dardaji, to please address this August gathering. A journalist par excellence, a politician, visionary, a dynamic entrepreneur, and a spirited social worker. Please put your hands together for Shri Vijay Dardaji.
नमस्कार सद्गुरु। लोकमत नागपुर के मातृ संस्करण के 50 वर्ष का जश्न मनाने के लिए उसने जन मन और समाज समृद्ध करने के लिए जो बीड़ा उठा के रखा है, उसी का एक भाग करके हम लोगों ने इंटर रिलीजियस कॉन्फ्रेंस की थी। और आज हम आपके सेव सॉइल अभियान के साथ में हम जुड़े हैं। तो सर्वप्रथम मैं सद्गुरु जी आपका हृदय से आभार व्यक्त करता हूं कि आपने अपना अमूल्य समय दिया। युवाओं जैसा जोश जज्बा रखने वाले आदरणीय सद्गुरु जी, सेव अभियान से जुड़े आप सभी समर्पित महानुभाव तथा इस अभियान को पूरे समर्पण के साथ मजबूती प्रदान कर रहे लोकमत समूह की ओर से मैं आपका तहे दिल से स्वागत करता हूं। कहते हैं हजारों साल नरगिस अपनी बेनूरी पे रोती है, बड़ी मुश्किल से होता है चमन में दीदावार पैदा। ये शेर आदरणीय सद्गुरु जी के जीवन को यथार्थ करता है। क्योंकि मेरी नज़र में केवल सद्गुरु प्रवचन करने वाले या पुराने ग्रंथों को पढ़कर लोगों को प्रवचन देने वाले, ये वो शख्सियत नहीं है। तो ये सद्गुरु वो है कि जो लाखों लाखों जनजीवन को बदलने की क्षमता रखते हैं। कर्म, धर्म, संस्कार को उन्होंने केवल अपने आश्रम तक सीमित नहीं किया है। तो उन्होंने अपने ज्ञान के कारण नहीं, केवल राष्ट्र प्रेम को लेकर उन्होंने सारे विश्व के अंदर एक चेतना जगाई है। और चेतना भी कैसी जगाई है कि छोटे हो, बड़े हो, मध्यम हो, बुजुर्ग हो, नेता हो, अभिनेता हो, राष्ट्र प्रमुख हो, या जिनके मन में संवेदनाएं हैं, ऐसे सबके मन को झंझोर कर उन्होंने रख दिया है। सद्गुरु, आपने ये जो प्रश्न उठाया है, सेव द सॉइल, ये कोई नया प्रश्न नहीं है। ये विरासत से इसके ऊपर चर्चा होती आ रही है, पर इंप्लीमेंट कौन करेगा? सोए समाज को जगाएगा कौन? तो सोए हुए समाज को, सोए हुए लोगों को, सोए हुए पॉलिटिशियन को, सोए हुए राज्यकर्ताओं को सारे विश्व के अंदर आपने जगाया है। तो इसलिए जोरदार तालियां होनी चाहिए कि सोतों को जगाने वाले सद्गुरु आप हैं। और इसलिए मैं आपको सद्गुरु कह रहा हूं। इस राष्ट्र में सद्गुरुओं की कमी नहीं है। मैं भी कुछ दिन के पहले अपने आप को सद्गुरु बोलता था, पर सद्गुरु बनने के लिए, जैसे अपनी माँ को माँ बनने के लिए माँ का दर्द सहना पड़ता है, और सद्गुरु बनने के लिए उनको राष्ट्र प्रेम से लोगों के भीतर तक एक ऐसा इंजेक्ट करना पड़ता कि जिससे समाज आगे और आने वाले पीढ़ियों के और भविष्य के लिए वो अपने आप को तैयार कर सके। मुझे बड़ा आश्चर्य होता, सद्गुरु, आपकी उम्र के तो जिक्र नहीं करूंगा मैं, क्योंकि वैसी उम्र कुछ भी नहीं होती है, पर फिर भी किसी ने आपके सफ़ेद बालों को देखकर उम्र का हिसाब लगाया होगा। पर जब मैं आपके सफ़ेद बालों को, एक एक बालों को जब देखता हूं, तब उसके अंदर मुझे एक एक गाथा नजर आती है। जिस प्रकार से गीता की सद्गुरु, वो भी जो है ना, वो समाज नहीं लिया आपसे। अगर समाज जागा होता तो आपके वो के वही रहते, जाते नहीं इधर उधर वो। तो मुझे इस बात की खुशी है कि आपने सारे विश्व को जगाया, यूएन को जगाया, सारी दुनिया को जगाया, और कुछ नहीं, मोटर बाइक लेकर 25-30 हजार मील का प्रवास किया आपने। छोटी बात नहीं है। अलग अलग वेदर थे, कहीं गर्मी थी, कहीं सर्दी थी, कहीं ठंड थी, और इन सबको चीरते हुए, चट्टानों को तोड़ते हुए, बादलों को चीरते हुए, हवाओं को ढूंढते हुए आपने कहां से कहां पहुंच गया, जगाया। और उसका फलीभूत यह हुआ कि जर्मनी, जैसे मैं पढ़ रहा था कि जर्मनी जैसे स्कूल के अंदर उन्होंने कहा कि ये हम लोग हमारे करिकुलम में डालेंगे, बच्चों को पढ़ाएंगे, बच्चों के मन में ये बात डालेंगे। बच्चों के मन में डालना सबसे बड़ी बात है। और इसलिए मैं सद्गुरु से बहुत पहले से नहीं जुड़ा हूँ। एक 5-7 साल पहले अरुण जी ने मुझसे कहा कि सद्गुरु आए हैं, तो मैंने जैसे कहा कि गुरुओं के प्रति मेरे मन में एक भावना है। और फिर क्या हो गया, मैं कलम का धनी होने के कारण मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि, मगर जब मैं उनसे मिला और पहले उनकी इंटरव्यू कंगना रनौत के साथ में जब मैंने सुनी, और उसके बाद मेरी आपके साथ में चर्चा हुई, मैंने कहा कि यह एक ऐसे सद्गुरु है जो गुरु बनने के काबिल ही नहीं है, तो सारे विश्व को प्रकाशमान करने की क्षमता और चेतना रखने वाले आप ये। सद्गुरु जी, आपके लिए एक बात याद आती है कि आपकी जो दृढ़ संकल्प और जो दृढ़ शक्ति है आपके अंदर, तो देखकर मन में ये बात आती है कि जिस दिन से चला हूं मंजिल पर नजर है। जिस दिन से चला हूं मंजिल पर नजर है, आंखों ने कभी मील का पत्थर नहीं देखा। आपने जो मुद्दा उठाया है मिट्टी बचाने का, यही सही मायने में हर इंसान की जरूरत है। अगर मिट्टी नहीं है तो इंसान नहीं है, और इंसान नहीं है तो इस धरती का करेंगे क्या हम? तो इसलिए जब मुझे याद आता मेरा वो बचपन, जब मैं घर लौटता था, मेरे हाथ मिट्टी से भरे होते, मेरा आंग मिट्टी से भरा होता, तो मेरी माँ खुश होती थी। आज की माताएं तो बच्चों को मिट्टी से बहुत दूर रखती है। तो जो मिट्टी में खेला है, मिट्टी से सना है, मिट्टी से हाथ उसके भरे, मुझे वो याद आता है मुनव्वर राणा का वो शेर। मुनव्वर राणा ने कहा था कि मैं इस नाज के साथ उठाता हूँ, मैं इसके नाज उठाता हूँ, ये तो ऐसा नहीं करती, ये मिट्टी मेरे हाथों को कभी मैला नहीं करती। एक जमाना था कि मिट्टी को लेकर हम गांव के अंदर, आज भी करीब करीब देश के अंदर 60% लोग हैं कि आज भी मिट्टी से हाथ धोते हैं, मिट्टी से नहाते हैं, और ये उनके आरोग्य के लिए भी शुभ और अच्छी चीज है। मैं एक बात विशेष करके कहना चाहूँगा आज इस मंच पर कि सदगुरु जी, आज भी हमारा देश या विश्व एक किसानों का देश है। करीब करीब 500 मिलियन जो किसान होंगे आज विश्व के अंदर, और हमारे यहाँ भी इतने किसान हैं। क्या हम उनके लिए, आपका वजन, मैं भी करीब 18 साल पार्लियामेंट में रहा, मैंने भी इस किसानों के विषय के ऊपर, हम लोग हर किसी को इंसेंटिव देना चाहते हैं। हम इंडस्ट्रीज को देते हैं, हम लोग ड्रिप इरिगेशन को देते हैं, हम अलग अलग तरह की चीज़ों को एजुकेशन में देते हैं, हेल्थ में देते हैं, पर किसी ने कभी ये सोचा है क्या कि जो हमारे लिए अन्न पैदा करता है, उस किसानों के लिए अगर हम लोग इंसेंटिव दे सरकार, तो जमीन जो है, और उसको उनको ये कहा जाए कि भाई तुम जमीन का संवर्धन करो, जमीन का जो ह्रास हो रहा उसको रोकिए। अगर वो उन्होंने किया तो आज जो 1% भी वो नहीं है, वो बदलाव आपको 5% तक मिल सकता है, और आप उसको एनालिसिस कर सकते हैं। इसलिए मैं चाहूँगा सदगुरु कि आप, अभी मोदी जी से मिले थे आप, प्रधानमंत्री जी ने के साथ में आपकी वार्तालाप भी हुई, तो मैं ये चाहता हूँ कि अगर आप ये बात, क्योंकि आप पॉलिटिशियन इसलिए बोल सकते हैं, पॉलिटिशियन लोग बोलने में घबराते हैं, मगर आप तो पॉलिटिशियन इसलिए आप हर मंच के ऊपर किसी भी तरह से बात कर सकते हैं। और मुझे विश्वास है कि अगर ये आपने किया तो ये देश बदल जाएगा। मुझे याद है कि रूट लैंड नाम की जो प्राइम मिनिस्टर थी फिनलैंड की, और राजीव गांधी हमारे प्रधानमंत्री थे, उस वक्त में उनको यूएन ने काम दिया था कि वो एशिया का अपना एक रिपोर्ट बनाए, और उस रिपोर्ट के अंदर उन्होंने जो बना के दिया था उसमें ये कहा था कि हिंदुस्तान जो है, ये हिंदुस्तान, एशिया की रिपोर्ट उन्होंने कहा था कि हिंदुस्तान की तरफ ध्यान देना है, और उसके अंदर जो लोग पहले जिनको ऊपर तकलीफ आएगी उसके अंदर महाराष्ट्र का नाम दिया था, मध्य प्रदेश का नाम दिया था, उड़ीसा के नाम था। यहाँ की सरकारों ने उसके ऊपर काम किया, इसलिए वो रेगिस्तान बनने से बच गया है। मगर उसके बावजूद भी अगर हम लोग ज़मीन की, जैसे कि आपने रिवर का, सेव रिवर का किया था, तो रिवर को रिवाइटल करने के बाद में जंगल, पेड़ पौधे, इन सब चीज़ों का जो विषय था, मुझे विश्वास है कि आपने ये जो चेतना जगाई है, तो आप और हम मिलकर, क्योंकि केवल आपने जगाने का काम किया, मगर उसको आगे ले जाने का काम है। तो मैं इस मंच से घोषणा करना चाहूँगा कि आज तो ये सम्मान हो रहा, जगाने का प्रोग्राम और चेतना जगाने का भी काम कर रहे, केवल जगाने का नहीं, चेतना जगाने का भी काम आप कर रहे हो सदगुरु। मगर साथ ही साथ में आप और हम मिलकर लोकमत, यानी लोकमत ग्रुप नहीं तो लोकमत के जो 2.5 करोड़ पाठक है, वो सारे लोग, जिस प्रकार से हमने कोविड के समय में रक्ताचे नाते एक मूवमेंट चलाई थी, यानी खून के साथ में हमारा जो नाता आहे, त्या रक्ताच्या नात्यामध्ये आम्ही जवळजवळ 66,000 युनिट्स हे रक्त आम्ही लोकांकडून घेतलेलं होतं, आणि महाराष्ट्र शासनाची ती गरज होती, आणि त्या गरजेपोटी आम्ही ते रक्त जमा केलेलं होतं, आणि शेवटी एका वेळेस आम्ही जमा नाही केला, तर जशी जशी त्यांची आवश्यकता होती त्या पद्धतीने आम्ही रक्त जमा करून त्यांना दिलेलं आहे, शेकडो लोकांचा जीव वाचलेला आहे। त्याच पद्धतीने अगर हम लोगों ने ये काम शुरू किया कि सेव द सॉइल, तो मुझे विश्वास है कि आप और हम मिलके, और फिर हमारे जिन लोगों को आज यहाँ पर डायस पे आप नज़र आ रहे हैं, इन सब का कमिटमेंट है। उसमें एक हमारे यूपीएल के मित्र है जय श्रॉफ, वो कहीं ट्रैफिक में अटक गए अभी, मगर वो भी और आज प्रधानमंत्री जी का भी मूवमेंट है, तो वो हम सब लोग मिलकर ये हमको आपको वादा करते हैं, वी एश्योर्ड यू that we will try to bring the sustainability in the community of the farming, and also we will see that the carbon emission goes down. Here my son Devendra Darda is also sitting here. I would like to mention here Sadhguru ji, that this is the only publishing house in the country who is publishing his newspaper completely on solar. All his editions, 12 editions. Not that, but the Devendra has promised me, in couple of years, we will come to a zero carbon emission. That was going to our readers. I am sure, Sadhguruji, in your hectic schedule, you have given us the time, your precious time, given everybody opportunity to be with you, get some moment, some inspiration from you, and for that I am grateful to you. I will remain grateful to you, and we will be with you. जाते जाते एक ही बात कहना चाहूँगा कि मुझे याद आता है फिल्म प्रोड्यूसर और निर्माता मनोज कुमार की बात। उन्होंने उपकार फिल्म के अंदर इंदिवर जी ने गीत लिखा था, और वो गीत इतना संवेदनशील था कि मेरे देश की धरती सोना उगले उगले हीरे मोती, मेरे देश की धरती। हम सब आइए मिलकर हमारी धरती को सोना उगलाने के लिए संकल्प करें, और उसी के साथ में फिर एक बार मैं आपका हृदय से आभारी हूँ कि आपने समय दिया। मैं आप यहाँ पर ईशा के भी जो जितने भी लोग आए हैं, उन सारे ईशा फाउंडेशन के लोगों का भी मैं आभारी हूँ, और विशेष रूप से आप सबका भी मैं आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ कि आप आए और आपने हमारा उत्साह बढ़ाया, हमें ऊर्जा दी। धन्यवाद। जय हिंद।
All right, I think everybody, let's have a standing ovation for our everybody, all our dignitaries on the stage, for Sadhguru. Pune walo, zordar thaliyan ho jaye, come on. I'm sure that over 2 crore readers of Lokmat across Maharashtra are pledging their support to save soil. May we request Vijayji Darda, Mr. Deven Darda and Sadhguru to please wait back on stage as we get started with a chit-chat. And to do that, we have someone very special who's come down to Pune. Ladies and gentlemen, may I now also invite the very gorgeous and talented Kamya Jani, who we all know as India's best travel discovery, food and recommendation platform by the name of Curly Tales. I'm sure you know that name much more, so let's have a round of applause as we welcome Kamya Jani on the stage for conversation with Sadhguru, along with Vijayji Darda and Deven Darda. All right, we'd like to take a quick picture with the placards of 4 of y'all once again before we start with the conversation. Thank you, everyone. May I request you all to please take your seats and let's get started with the conversation. Can we have mics for everybody?
Sadhguru, Sadhguru, I wanted to request you for chanting.
Kalo na janati tava jananam, Kalo na janati tava samapanam, Drushto maya tava mahakara Yogeshwara Kala Kala Yogeshwara Kala Kala. Namaskaram, namaskaram everyone. Thank you.
Friends, very warm welcome to all of you. It's a pleasure and privilege for us to welcome Sadhguru Ji on Lokmat's platform. It's very rare that we have someone amidst us who's loved, respected, and revered by millions around the globe. So we really feel fortunate and proud to have him here. And while we are sitting here to have an interaction with him, I think I'm a very small person to question him. It's not appropriate to question a master. So if I may, I will make some humble queries with your permission. So Sadhguruji, we've seen recently you've achieved a huge, tremendous feat of traveling almost 30,000 kilometers. It's been literally a ride of your life. And you've been spreading the message of Save the Soil across the globe. As a mystic, as a yogi, we've seen your work of inner well-being, inner engineering. If I may, how did the focus shift from save our soul to save our soil?
Namaskaram. Is the audio okay? Hello? Little bit. Hello? Good? Well, I'm one person who never talked about save your soul, because that's very foreign to us. In India, in this culture, we never talked about saving the soul. That is a trick, I will save your soul. People have been promising they will save your soul. Some people have even been promising that if you give all your wealth to them, they will keep it in good faith, and next life when you come back, they will give it to you. So, I have not done such things of telling people I'll save your soul. The important thing is see, unfortunately, truth offends most people. If you're straight out truthful about everything, it offends people. So you will have to clothe it for them to hold the hand of truth. Doesn't need any care, any protection, any preservation, definitely not saving. So saving the soul is a trick that's been going on unfortunately in outside India, but now it is in India, and everybody has picked it up because you don't know where the source is, so everybody picks up this thing, saving the soul. A lot of people are mentioning this along the way. They were saying this in European nations, I could understand, but even in India they are saying it. Maybe because soil and soul have a similar spelling. So let's leave the soul business, because your soul, if there is one, you don't even know if there is one. If there is one, it definitely doesn't… Something that's not physical need not be protected and saved, isn't it? Only the physical nature needs protection. Only physical nature needs preservation. That which is beyond physical, does it need anybody's protection, I'm asking? It's like save your God. What's the point of that? So, but soil is a different matter. Soil is the source of our physical existence here. When I say the source of physical existence, it's not only in terms of food and nourishment. Your very making, the very evolutionary process, you are rooted in the soil. There are over 1 trillion species out there in the soil. There are replicas, we have noticed only up to 15, but there could be probably 1 million, we don't know. That is, there is one super minute microbe, exactly same, there's a slightly bigger one, exactly same, slightly bigger one. Like this, up to 15 we have noticed. But people think there could be hundreds or there could be millions, because this is the evolutionary process. It got bigger, bigger, then got more complex, then it became like you. This is the whole thing. So the very foundations of our existence is there. To put it in context, say somewhere around 1 billion years ago, they say, the estimation could be right or wrong, but somewhere around 1 billion years ago, for the first time, some fungi or algae discovered how to cook their food using the perpetual energy of the sun. I'm telling you because you're running the press on solar. That phenomena today we refer to as photosynthesis. Before photosynthesis as a phenomena started on this planet, the approximate or the average oxygen content in the atmosphere was only a shade over 1%. Today it is 21%. You and me are alive only because of 21% oxygen levels. Now this is not just about breathing. The complexity of this life happened and became possible only because of enhancement of oxygen in the atmosphere. Not only us, the more complex lives, the mammals and others, became possible only because of increase in oxygen level in the atmosphere. That happened because of photosynthesis. But in the last 1,000 years, we have removed over 85% of photosynthesis on the planet is gone. Because 71% of the earth's land is plowed because it's under agriculture, 4.2% is paved because it's urban and industrial lands. So totally 76% of the world's land is either under plow or is being paved in the form of roads, in the form of cities, in the form of industry, 4.2% of the land. So totally 76+% of the land, there is no photosynthesis of any significance. In your city, here and there, one tree is there, that is not really of any great consequence. It matters to you because you can go stand under the shade. It matters to me when I'm riding, one tree shade makes a difference. That's different, but ecologically, it doesn't make any significant difference. So what I'm trying to tell you is, the soil and the soil organic activity is the basis and the foundation of our existence. Who we are right now is only a consequence of that. It is knowing this intrinsically from our wisdom, we call soil as mother. When we refer to something as mother, not necessarily a woman, when we say something mother, today we use the word motherboard, mothership. When we say mother, Everybody understands it's the source. But today, we are referring to soil as resource. Every one of us have fed upon our mother's breast. Shall we call her a resource? The day you call your mother a resource, you have lost the last shred of humanity within you. It's gone. Your mother is your source, that's why you refer to her as your mother. When you say, soil is my mother, because she is the mother of your mothers. But unfortunately, today we are treating it as a resource. What has been shocking for me in the last 2-3 years is, I've spoken to various agriculture ministries across the world, and at least 80 to 85% of the nations still treat soil as an inert substance, that they can fix it by adding nitrogen or phosphate or this or that or whatever, that it's an inert substance. No, soil is the largest living system in… not only on the planet, in the known universe. Nowhere in the universe is there such a thing. But we are calling it… we are treating it as an inert substance that we can do this. Even in our country, largely most of the states think it is an inert substance and they can add something, take away something from it. It's a living system, you have to keep it alive. It has come to us in a living form, that's why we have lived reasonably well. We have to pass it on as a living system for future generations. You can't just pass it on as a dead thing. In some nations, they even call soil as dirt. If it is dirt, all of us are dirt bags.
So, soil is the source and not a resource. That's an important message we get from your explanation. Sadhguruji, somewhere in your interview previously with one of the channels, I heard you mention that the organic content in the Indian soil is somewhere around 0.68%. And the minimum required to define substance as soil is approximately 3%. So, how do we bridge this gap? Are we to depend only on the government? Is there something that all of us can do here? What's your guidance on that, please?
See, right now the most important thing is policy. Without policy, if you and me start doing something individually, it's good, but it's not a solution. We have, we have transformed in the last 27 years about 130,000, 1.3 lakh farmers into tree-based agriculture. Their incomes have gone up anywhere between 300 to 800%. Soil organic content has come up significantly, water tables have come up, everything is great. But still it's not a solution. 130,000 is not a solution. Now we are working in the Kaveri basin, which accounts for 83,000 square kilometers and 5.2 million farmers. Even if we manage to do that, it's still not a solution, because soil ecology needs to improve globally. These state borders and national borders mean nothing for life. It's only a human problem, that we draw a line and we believe this line is absolute. For the sake of administration, okay, you rule that one, I rule this one, is a different matter. But you think this is absolute, that planet is a piece of… is a cake and you have cut it these pieces and you're going to take your own piece and go away somewhere. It's not going to work like that, because the microbial life is a global phenomenon. It needs to happen that way. This is why this movement is a global effort to change policy. Unless every nation does that, there will be no significant difference. Why I'm saying this is, see, even if you improve your soil, let us say you have 1,000 acres and you make it fantastic. Even if you do that, it's good. No, I'm not saying it's not good, it's good. But right now, according to UNFAO, on an average, 27,000 species of organisms are going extinct per year. At this rate, it is estimated that somewhere between 25 to 40 years from now, it is possible that this slide which is happening right now will go into a tumble. Once it goes into tumble, there is nothing you can do. So if your 1,000 acres is very rich, you may survive for another 2, 3, 4, 5 years more than the rest. But it will also hit you, because microorganisms cannot be cultivated just in your 1,000 acres. It needs to happen. all around. This is why policy change is very important. The problem why these things have not happened the way it should happen is, there is no strategic approach. Everybody wants to roll up their sleeves and want to do something today. So what will you do? You will go and fix your kitchen garden. That's very cute, but that's not a solution. So first thing is, we must decide, are we doing this for personal satisfaction, or are we doing this because we are genuinely seeking a solution? For me, it's about solution. For me, I don't need any personal satisfaction. If I close my eyes, I'm finished. I don't have to do any damn thing in the world. So, I don't need to do these things to prove something or need to do this for my satisfaction, because as a generation of people, we have a tremendous challenge in front of us. At the same time, we have a great privilege that if we act now, in the next 10–15 years' time, we can make a significant turnaround. But if you let this go for another 25, 30, let's say 40 years' time, after that, even if you try, however hard you try, you will not be able to turn this around, because the whole world is driving towards a famine.
Sadhguru, asking the supplementary to his question, forget about the international community, but let's take about our own government. And recently you had interaction with our Honorable Prime Minister. So, what do you think about the thoughts which you are working right now? So, what was his view on this?
See, he is one of the first people who came up with what is called as the soil health card in Gujarat. But people did not really take it seriously. An attempt was made, but it did not become a common thing. There were many issues in it, many things were not sorted out in the sense. See, one thing is, the soil card is generally talking about soil only as agricultural soil. We are not talking soil as life. Okay, to grow this crop, not enough nitrogen, so let's put nitrogen. To grow that crop, not enough phosphate, so let's put phosphate. In this kind of approach, this is like the modern allopathic system, okay? So you go there and your doctor says, your calcium is not good, so throw one calcium tablet into you. Your iron is not good, put one iron tablet into you, like this. So this approach to soil, it is okay if you are just addressing one farmer like this, a particular land. But when you're addressing the whole nation, this is not the thing. The important thing is the soil organic content has to rise. That means you must be eating good food, you must be healthy. On top of it, suppose we find your vitamin C is little less, we will give you a pill for a month or two. That's how fertilizer should be treated, in a doctored fashion. Right now, we are simply throwing it without any other input. Any other input means, see how this problem has evolved, let me tell you. See, there are only two sources of organic content on the planet. This is something very important for everybody to understand, because wherever I go, especially young people say, my friend has come up with an app, Sadhguru, it can solve all these problems. See, it is like you have food apps. What's your food app in Pune?
Swiggy or Zomato.
Swiggy, Zomato, Uber, whatever. Now a lot of young people will start thinking, Swiggy produces food. No, Swiggy delivers food to your doorstep, it's a service, we appreciate that. But somebody is cooking it somewhere, somebody else is selling it, somebody else is growing it on the land. Essentially, it comes from the land. Whoever delivers it to your doorstep, it doesn't matter, it comes from the land. This is generally forgotten in the sense. See, when we talk about soil organic content, what we are talking about is food for the microbial life. Microbial life is the core life on this planet. Without us, this planet will flourish. Without them, nothing will flourish here, because they are the life. We are a consequence. Human beings don't like this. How are we a consequence? We were the ones who are made in the God's own image, all right? No, they are the core life. We are a consequence of that. In many ways, the topsoil is like the cream of this planet. It's come to the surface. Generally, if there was no human footprint on the planet, to create 1 inch of topsoil, living soil, it will take 600 to 800 years. But with the present level of human footprint, it will take 13,000 years to create 1 inch of topsoil. But in the last 70 to 80 years' time, we have destroyed nearly 50% of the topsoil on the planet, just in less than a century. In less than a century, we have destroyed nearly 50% of the topsoil. This is the most irresponsible way to exist. But nobody wants to talk about soil. Even in the international conventions, everybody is trying to catch carbon dioxide molecules in the air. I thought you breathe oxygen, right? All of us breathe oxygen. Nobody is talking about oxygen. No photosynthesis means slowly oxygen is depleting. And we are talking about global warming. All of you don't go by what I say. Don't go by what you read here and there on internet or whatever. Just walk outside somewhere in an open field where it's simply bare and open. Just touch it and see what is the temperature. Just go where some grass is growing, touch it and see what's the temperature. Little bushes are there, touch it and see what's the temperature. Big trees are there, touch it and see what's the temperature. You will understand what is global warming. There will be a temperature variation of anywhere between 8 to 12 degrees from open dry land to what is under a big tree. So 12 degrees of variation, is this not global warming or global cooling? But no, everybody wants to knock the oil industry, coal industry, automobile industry because there is money there. Let's come to the point. Because there is money, nobody talking about soil. In international conventions, nobody talking about soil. For the first time in COP15, when I made soil as a main pitch, everybody is sitting back like this. I said, why? Is there something wrong? What is the science? Why is the science talking about it for last 50 years and nobody is talking about it? Everybody is walking on the streets shouting at somebody or the other. This is not about somebody. Every one of us, knowingly, unknowingly, are partners in this destruction. The only way to turn it around is every one of us become part of the solution. So what can we do? What can we do? Well, I don't want you to there are many things you can do, but I don't want to talk to you about that because you will start doing self-satisfaction activity. Maybe you will fix your kitchen garden. For many people who live in apartments, their kitchen garden may be 2 pots. One with some flowers, another with tomato, 1 tomato hanging there, all right? So you go and fix it and you feel, I've done my job, because people are telling such things. I'm telling you, when I was doing this Kaveri calling movement, I went and met one of the top industrialists in this country, I don't want to name people. And when people go and say, personally I did not go, somebody went there, our volunteers, and they said, this is happening and we need your support and we need your voice for this. He says, I use only half a bucket of water for my bath, I don't have to do all this. Please use 2 buckets and stay clean, huh? Using half a bucket of water has nothing to do with ecological thing. Right now, this is a serious mistake that urban populations are making. They are misunderstanding civic issues as ecological issues. Right now, there is filth. In Pune city, here and there, plastic bags are floating around. This is not an ecological issue, this is a social responsibility issue. Right now, there is… you are using… I'm just joking with you. You are brushing your teeth only once in 3 days to save water. This is a civic responsibility issue, this is not an ecological issue. Because ecologically, even if you turn your tap and leave it running 24 hours of the day, doesn't make a difference. Socially, as a city dweller, it makes a difference. It is a burden on the city infrastructure, that's a different matter. Ecology is a different matter. Ecology means it's the life on the planet, the source life on the planet. The source life on the planet is microbial life. They need food, they can only eat organic substances. Organic substances can come from only 2 sources, plant life and animal life. There is simply no other source. You can go search in all the planets in the solar system or anywhere in the universe. Except for plant life and animal life, there is no organic content anywhere. So there has to be plant life and animal life on our farms. Right now, farm means brown piece of earth. If you don't understand what I'm saying, fly from Delhi to Chennai, every 5 minutes you look down, you will see a brown desert across the country. Except for Western Ghats and northeastern part of India, rest of the country looks like a brown desert, simply because in the last 50 years, we've gotten rid of the cover crops. Cover crop was a simple thing every farmer was practicing. In the summer months when we are not cropping, we used to put cover crops of legumes, pulses, we used to change this year on year, or we used to put mixed cover crops. Just leave it there, maybe a little bit for the animals, we also used it as a fresh vegetable sometimes in cooking. But the important thing is it went back into the land. Every year 1.5 to 2 inches of humus was building into the soil. The word human comes from the word humus. If there is no humus in the soil, human will not exist. So this 27,000 species going away, this cannot be fixed by you and me fixing something around us. Whether we fix just one pot or we fix 10,000 acres of land, still it won't make a difference. It is good. It is good, locally it'll make a difference. But the real thing won't happen, because when the microbial life starts collapsing, everywhere it will go. Because the species are all in communication and in tandem, they're happening across the globe.
Namaskaram Sadhguru and Namaskaram to Pune. I really like to thank you on behalf of Pune for making a pit stop while on your way to Solapur, which is about 400 kilometers, a really long ride. And as a traveler, the first thing I really want to ask you is, you've been on wheels over the last 100 days, riding over 30,000 kilometers. I take 2 flights in a week and I come back with a backache.
What is that?
And you've been riding a bike that weighs about 450 kilos, riding through Europe, Middle East, and now India. So how are you doing and how's your back?
Oh, this is an advertisement for the yogic back. There's no back issue.
So, Sadhguru, a follow-up to that would be, how do you take care of yourself? What is it that you eat? What's your diet like? Because we all would want to do things that you are doing at your age.
Oh, I wish I had choices like that in my life. Most of the time I've been traveling, so generally what comes my way is what I eat. Food and sleep never comes on time, never does it come in the quantity and the form that I want. This has been life. See, all this thing about you want to eat the perfect food and you will be healthy, this itself is a sickness. Really, overly concerned overly concerned about your health and your well-being all the time itself is a sickness. But does it mean to say you should not eat well? You should. Well, not everybody's life is organized like that. Some people can eat on time, sleep on time, do those things. But our lives are not like that. When it comes, it comes. Any number of times my dinner is at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning So generally I organize myself in such a way that in the last probably 15 years, 20 years, just one meal so that I have a little more control over it. If I eat like everybody else 3 meals, I don't know when it'll come, all over the place it'll be. So I organize myself in such a way, it's generally one meal so that reasonably it is coming on time, but not when I'm on a travel like this. About the choice of food also, it is more about… See, food is about… One thing is, definitely it should grow in rich soil, it's very important. There was… when I was 11, 12 years of age, I went to… I don't know if you've heard of Malladihalli Swami, the yogi. So, the only thing daily is one day ragi ball, another day jawar ball. There are two types of maize. So 3 days that ball, and greens, local greens, whatever that is there, and some pulses mixed. This is it. One big ball and this thing. Well, everything that you need, your body needs, it is there in it, if it is growing in a reasonably rich soil. Now, you're eating food from soil where the nutrients are almost gone. See, this has not been measured in most nations. In United States, they have measured these things and saying, the amount of micronutrients that was present in fruits and vegetables in the early 20th century to now, it's gone down by 90%. You heard me right, 90. 90% less. Only 10% is left in it. If you ate an orange in 1920, today if you have to get the same thing, you will have to eat 8 oranges. So, the weakness of the soil is also the weakness of the body. So there are many ways that your own microbial strength is taken care of, because your body is 60% microbial life, only 40% is parental genetics. When 60% is microbial life, you must keep them happy. Right now, it's post-pandemic time, anything that you cannot see is dangerous right now. No, most of them are very good for you, there are 1 trillion species. At least scientists are saying, I don't know how far these numbers are right, they are saying only 1400 types of viruses and bacteria could cause harm to you out of 1 trillion. Out of 1 trillion, 1400 is not even a number, isn't it? So I think we are overly concerned about health. You must eat something, the traditional food in your area, if you eat, you will be healthy. It is just that, are you living intensely or are you like a potato sack? That's an important thing. So I was riding to Bucharest. I was to get there at 7 p.m. and there was a television interview. But because the weather got very bad and the road surface was not as expected, so we got delayed and I got there at 11:15 in the night. The anchor and the team were still waiting, the television crew. So I walked straight into the interview, 9.5-hour ride I had and went straight into the interview. 1.5 hours of interview, finished around 1 a.m. And then I was chatting with him and this guy says, Sadhguru, at this stage, after 9 hours of riding and then you're talking like this, everything is fine with you and you look fine. How is this at this stage, at this stage? He mentioned this stage 3 times. I thought that is enough. I said, see, I've lived my life so intensely, I never had the time to get old. You need lot of time to get old, isn't it? When you don't have time, how do you get old?
Sleep is not important.
Huh?
Sleep is not important.
Sleep… rest is important, restfulness is important. See, when you just sit here, is your body restful or is it jumpy? That's a question. Right now, if you take my pulse, I've been riding and all this, but it should be somewhere between 45 to 50 right now. But if I sit quietly, it'll come down below 40. So the body is in a restful condition, so it will not need much sleep. If you're on a high RPM all the time, obviously you will have to rest. So, you'll have to sleep rather. When we say sleep, we must understand this. Sleep is like a temporary death. Hello? You don't like that word? Sleep is temporary death, isn't it? If you sleep 8 hours a day, that means you are going to sleep off 1/3 of your life. All the best. What can I do about that? So, it is about how you keep your system, what kind of fuel you put into it. What kind of fuel? Right now, what I see is the moment people can afford little
whatever, they become a little wealthy or reasonably comfortable, they will eat 25 different items in their meal. This is sure death only. Yes. We eat only one item in a meal because the stomach understands the language. It doesn't want to handle complex things. Simple things which release energy quickly, that's what they want. So if you want to eat one cereal, this meal you eat only one, next meal you eat only that or that. No, in one meal you want to… because I go and see in these buffets these days, there are 25 to 50 items and everybody is taking a little bit of everything and eating. This is a sure way to hospital.
Yes, even I want to eat healthy, but world is a very difficult place to live in, like you said. There is Szechuan masala dosa, there's idli, chili, cheese, pav bhaji, lots of temptations there. Yeah. So, Sadhguru, I was just like…
why did you say world is a difficult place to live?
There are so many wonderful options for food like masala, Szechuan masala dosa, idli chili. Do you never get temptations or cravings of eating unhealthy but delicious food?
Oh, in Pune, where did you eat a good masala dosa?
But like a fusion masala dosa with Szechuan noodles.
If you come and eat my masala dosa, you will become my slave.
Oh, I'd love to try that.
Yes. So, I'm sorry, they're reminding me there's another 260-kilometer ride and there's one more event before that, 3,000 students are waiting somewhere. Please tell me what's the next question.
How do you manage your time? Very aptly put forward. We all think we are busy, but clearly, you are also doing multiple things at all times. How do you manage your time?
See, for example, crafting a movement like this. Till 3rd of January, I have not even spoken about a movement like this to the Isha teams, the core group who manage the foundation. I have not even told them there is something like this coming. They're all going about doing their normal management of the foundation. So only on 3rd January, I announced for about 15 to 20 people who are in the core group saying that we want to do something like this, which is a shocker for them. What? Internationally we're going to do this movement? Just like that, in the month of March 21st we must start, that gives us 2.5 months. No, Sadhguru, this is not possible. Next year, 2023, we will do it. I said, no, 2022, it's fixed and we are doing it. And to the larger group, I announced in the Mahashivratri, which is the 1st of March, so only 20 days left. Well, the whole movement has gone seamlessly across 27 nations. 74 nations have signed up. We have covered nearly 26,000 kilometers without a hitch, and we have moved according to social media metric, leaving the WhatsApp. WhatsApp we do not know. 2.8 billion people have been reached through this movement. Well, how does this happen? We must understand this. Are you making your liver function right now? Your liver, I'm talking about yours. Hello, it's okay, I can talk about your liver, right?
Yes. It's working.
Are you making it happen?
No, I'm not.
Are you making your heart beat?
No.
No. So, everything is happening to you. You just have to be here in the right condition and receive the bounty of life. About that you're making a big fuss. So there is an intelligence here which makes your liver work, heartbeat, neurological system work, whole complexity of this body function. There is an intelligence or no, which is not yours? Hello? So why are you not using that when it's within you? The moment you don't use that, the world is a bloody difficult place to live. Otherwise, it's just a breeze.
Sadhguru, last question, which I feel is very important for today's time. You always talk about the peace, harmony, but in the recent situation, we have observed the intolerance and hate. It's not in our country, but it's globally. How do you What do you feel, what are the solution for this intolerance?
So in terms of intolerance or tensions between communities and nations and things, today it is much better than ever before in the last 1,000 years.
Much better?
Much better. Otherwise, just look back on the history, human history for last 1,000 years. What have we been doing to each other?
Sadhguru, that history and today, the time has totally changed, no?
Time has changed, but I'm saying, are we not living much more peacefully and harmoniously than ever before?
We are. But
We are. So I'm saying, a lot of tension is largely on the television studios. If you walk through the streets of Pune, you won't find any tension. I travel across… if you travel across the country, you will not find any tension. There'll be a few hotheads everywhere, in every country they have their share of idiots, we have our share of idiots, all right? On every side, I'm saying. Who are hotheads who are always looking for something because their relevance is only when there is some kind of confrontation or conflict. They are only relevant at that time, so they are on. So I'm sorry, sir, but you are a media house, but I'm telling you, I think the media also should make a serious effort to project the positive aspects of the nation and the society. I have never read your newspaper, but I think I can never read it because it's in Marathi. Me learning that language and reading is long way off. But I do not know what is the nature of the thing. I know, but you've been here since pre-independence time, so there should be some sense of responsibility about the country and the emotion about it. But largely, most media in the world, not just in India, is always looking for sensation. See, you want to get to the front page of a newspaper, you want to be in the headlines of all the news channels in the country, you just have to go and stab 10 people. They will put you like you're a superstar. No, that guy should be handled by the local sub-inspector, not by the national media. Hello? I know, I'm okay. I know they're in a rush, my team is… they're concerned about me. But let me finish this. See, that should be handled by a local policeman. He knows how to deal with that guy who goes about stabbing somebody. You don't have to make him a national hero tomorrow morning. He's in the front page of every newspaper, he's on every news channel. So all frustrated idiots, if they want to get to the top, all they do, you see in America, it's happening all the time, teenage boys going and simply shooting up people because just the 2 minutes limelight. Now they've taken this as a policy. American media doesn't show the images of those people because that guy shouldn't become famous. But always it's been so, in India it is still so, we must stop this. Such people should not be given any media space, local police should deal with it, right? There are many wonderful things being done in the country. People are building the nation at various levels. When somebody builds a business, they're building the nation. When somebody builds different processes, they're building a nation. But will they get any media space ever? So we need to change the way we look at life. We are talking about tension in the country.
But we do that, we are very conscious about it.
No, I'm not saying one particular media, I'm saying generally in the country, we must see this, that even in terms of India, now I know this is coming from where because of the last few days of whatever is happening in the country, but you must understand, when I was growing up in late 60s and 70s, almost every 2 months there would be a major communal riot in the country, across, in Karnataka, in Gujarat, in UP, in here, there, all the time. Have you? Yes or no, sir? You know, sir. Has such things happened in the last 10, 15, 20 years? One or few unfortunately have happened, a few have happened, but not at that regularity. It's kind of settled. That means in many ways tension is going down. Let us all work towards a solution. Let's not keep on scratching the wound. There are wounds in this country. There are deep wounds in this country because this country has been invaded, it's been occupied by people for nearly 1,000 years, so there are many wounds. But don't go on scratching the wound, we'll allow the wound to heal and see how to go forward, isn't it? You can't fix everything from the past. Some things, yes, but rest of it, we need to go on because if you go on scratching the wound forever, it'll become a cancer. Thank you very much.